Hello, my dear students. I am Professor G.N. Deshpande. Today we will discuss the topic gas or air refrigeration system. The content of the today's lecture is first we will discuss the introduction part. Afterwards, we will discuss comparison of air refrigeration system with the vapor compression refrigeration system or the vapor compression cycle. Next, we will discuss the advantage and disadvantage of air refrigeration system. After that, we will discuss types of air refrigeration system. And the last point of the today's lecture is the air refrigerator working on the Bell-Coleman cycle, or which is also called a reverse Brayton cycle or Joule cycle. Gas refrigeration system, the working fluid used is gas, and we know that the gas is commonly we called as air. Hence, this particular system, instead of gas refrigeration system, is called as air refrigeration system. We know that the gas, nothing but the air, does not undergo any phase change. It will always remain in the gaseous state. So, when this particular working fluid, that is the air, is always in the gaseous phase and it does not undergo any phase change, that means the heat carrying capacity per kg of this air will be very small as compared to the vapor compression cycles. Due to this, the COP, nothing but coefficient of performance of this particular cycle, will be affected, and hence the COP of this system will be very low. Next, the cost of producing the refrigerating effect in case of air refrigeration system is high because the power requirement of this particular air refrigeration system is high. All the internal heat transfer processes in air refrigeration systems are sensible heat processes. So, due to this, the heat carrying capacity is very less. Next, the air refrigeration systems are being favored nowadays in aircraft refrigeration system. We know that the reason behind this is the low weight of this particular system and the volume of the aircraft design, because when we design this aircraft, the weight of the aircraft should be as low as possible. Next, this air refrigeration system, or we can say it is gas refrigeration system, is initially used for the cold storage application installed in the ships and theaters. Now moving forward to the second point of today's lecture, that is comparison of air refrigeration system with vapor compression refrigeration system. The first point of comparison is, in air refrigeration system, the refrigerant used is air, whereas in vapor compression refrigeration system, the refrigerant used is maybe a natural or artificial working substance. Next point, the air is freely available, hence no cost of refrigerant we have to pay. Whereas in case of vapor compression refrigeration system, the refrigerants, they are artificial, so their cost is high. Next, third point, the air is non-toxic and non-flammable. This is very important advantage of this air refrigeration system. Whereas vapor compression system, the refrigerant used, they are toxic and flammable. Next point, the leakage of air refrigeration system is not harmful and dangerous to human beings. Whereas the leakage of refrigerant in the vapor compression refrigeration system is harmful and dangerous to human beings. It causes, in some cases, it may causes death. Air is supplied by compressor in air refrigeration system. Hence, there is no need of extra space or another type of compressor in air refrigeration system. Whereas in vapor compression refrigeration system, extra space is required for the compressor installation. Now, next point, air refrigeration system is light in weight per ton of refrigeration, whereas vapor compression refrigeration system is heavy in weight per ton of refrigeration. This we will discuss when we discuss the air refrigeration system in detail. Evaporator is eliminated in air refrigeration system as air is directly supplied into the cooling space. Okay, so space saving is there in air refrigeration system. Whereas in vapor compression refrigeration system, evaporators is present and so it takes more space. Next, air refrigeration system is a low pressure system, hence the designing of piping and ducting is simple, whereas in case of vapor compression refrigeration system, precisely and very accurately the design of piping and ducting is to be done so that high pressure should be maintained. The COP of air refrigeration system is low, whereas COP of vapor compression system is high. Next point, the large volume of air is required for producing the same refrigerating effect in case of air refrigeration system. So these systems cannot be used for large capacity of the plants, whereas in vapor compression refrigeration systems, small volume of vapor is required for producing the same refrigerating effect. Hence, these vapor compression refrigeration systems can be used for producing large capacity refrigeration effect. The air refrigeration system sometimes becomes bulky and its running cost is high. This is one of the disadvantage of air refrigeration system. Whereas vapor compression systems are less bulky and their running cost is low as compared to air refrigeration system. Now we will move to the next part of today's lecture, that is advantage and disadvantage of air refrigeration system. Just now we discussed the difference between air refrigeration system and vapor compression refrigeration system. If you read all the 11 points of the differentiation carefully, you think that most of them are the advantage of air refrigeration system and most of them are the disadvantage of air refrigeration system. Now in this particular slide we will discuss the same thing, that first we will discuss advantage and then disadvantage. Air is freely available in nature, hence there is no cost of the refrigerant that is to be paid when we use air refrigeration system. The second advantage is air is non-toxic and non-flammable. Okay. Next, the leakage of air in the system is not harmful and dangerous to the human being which are coming in the contact with the system and with the performance of the system. Next, the air supplied by this particular air refrigeration system is with the help of compressor, and hence there is no need to use another compressor for doing the compression process. Hence the space is saved. Next, air refrigeration system is light in weight per ton of refrigeration. Okay. Next, evaporator is eliminated because the air is directly spread into the cooling chamber, so no need of evaporator, space saving is there. This is also one of the advantage. And air refrigeration system is a low pressure system, hence designing of piping and ducting is simple. And another advantage with related to this is that this particular low pressure will be helpful in case of the accident. Now disadvantage of air refrigeration systems are COP of air refrigeration system is low. Next, the air refrigeration systems is bulky and running cost is high. The large volume of air is required for producing the refrigerating effect. Hence, air refrigeration system cannot be used for large capacity of the plant. Moving forward to the types of air refrigeration system. Basically, air refrigeration system is of two types. One is called as open air refrigeration system. Second is called as cold air or closed air refrigeration system. Now, what is open air refrigeration system? In this particular refrigeration system, whatever the chilled air, or we can say the cooled air or the low temperature air, it is directly sent into the chamber where the heat is to be removed. Okay. Whereas in case of closed air refrigeration system, the air which is sent into the chamber is sent with the help of the pipes, and hence it is called as a closed air refrigeration system. A Bell-Coleman air refrigeration machine means a machine which is working on the Bell-Coleman cycle. The same thing is also called as a reverse Brayton cycle or Joule cycle. This particular air refrigerator was built by Bell-Coleman and Lightfoot by reversing the Joule's air cycle. This cycle is one of the earliest type of the cycle which is used for producing the refrigeration effect in ships for storing the frozen meat. This particular cycle, in this particular cycle, the air is in one cycle the air is directly sent into the chamber, and in another the air is sent into the chamber through pipes. So based upon that, it is called as open Bell-Coleman refrigeration system or closed Bell-Coleman refrigeration system. In both the air refrigerators, the commonly used components or the parts are air refrigerator, then air compressor, air cooler, and air expander. In the coming slides, we will discuss both open Bell-Coleman refrigerator and closed Bell-Coleman refrigerator. For discussing both these, we need to consider something, and that is mentioned in the next point. That is the cycle is shown on the PV and TS diagram, where P1, V1 and T1 are the pressure, volume and temperature of the air at state 1. Similarly, for the state 2, it is P2, V2, T2. For 3, it is P3, V3, T4, and for for point 4, it is P3, V4, and T4. Okay, and those we will discuss in the next slide. Now this is the schematic representation of open cycle air Bell-Coleman cycle refrigerator, and second is PV diagram and TS diagram. Now if we discuss this cycle, the first thing is we need to start from the refrigerator section. So from point 4, the cold air comes to the refrigerator. It is directly sent into the refrigerator section, or you can say in the evaporator section, where it takes the heat from the products which are used in this refrigerator section or in the evaporator section. Then the air becomes hot. It is coming out of the refrigerator section with the condition 1. Now this one state air refrigerant, it enters to the compressor, where that particular air is compressed to high temperature and high pressure. Then that particular air coming out of the compressor is sent into the another component which is called as a cooler, and in this particular cooler the cooling water enters from one section and it absorbs the heat of that particular air, which is increased because of the compression process, and then the somehow low temperature but high pressure air is sent into the next component which is called as an expander, and in this expander the high pressure and somehow low temperature air is expanded isentropically, and it becomes the low pressure and low temperature air with condition 4, and that particular low pressure low temperature air at condition 4 is now ready to enter into the refrigerator section, where it absorbs the heat from the product. Now we will discuss the PV diagram and TS diagram simultaneously. Now with condition 4, the refrigerant is entering into the refrigerator section. The pressure of that particular air refrigerant is say P4, and this process 4 to 1 is the process which is called as an isentropic compression. Process 4 to 1 is a constant pressure expansion process where the heat is absorbed by the air refrigerant, and process 1 to 2 is isentropic compression process, which is shown in the PV diagram. Similarly, 2 to 3 is the process where the cooling of the air takes place, and 3 to 4 is an isentropic expansion process. We know that when process 1 to 2 takes place, the pressure of the refrigerant, that is air, increases, whereas the specific volume is decreasing from V1 to V2. Similarly, in the process 3 to 4, the pressure of the refrigerant, that is air, decreases, and the specific volume is increasing from V3 to V4. As process 1 to 2 is isentropic compression process, where the pressure is increases, so simultaneously the temperature of the refrigerant, that is air, also increases. So in TS diagram we see that at point 2 the temperature is T2, which is the highest in the total cycle as compared to the initial temperature, which is mentioned as T1. Similarly, the process 3 to 4 is the process where isentropic expansion takes place, and hence the temperature decreases because pressure is going to decrease. In process 2 to 3, the heat is rejected. If you observe this particular slide and the previous slide, you notice that there is a slight difference in this slide and the previous slide. The difference is that in the previous slide, at the refrigerator section, there is a no brine solution that is coming into the refrigerator section, and the brine solution which is going out of the refrigerator. So this is because of this brine solution which is coming into the refrigerator section with the help of the pipeline, and it is going away from the refrigerator section with the help of the pipeline. Hence, therefore, this particular cycle is called as a closed cycle air Bell-Coleman refrigerator, because in this particular cycle, that is in this particular closed cycle, the in the refrigerator section, air is not directly sent for removing the heat from the product. The PV diagram and the TS diagram for open cycle air Bell-Coleman refrigerator and for the closed cycle air Bell-Coleman refrigerator is almost same. The same thing which we discussed earlier. Now in this particular slide, the process in Bell-Coleman cycle are discussed and they are mentioned. The isentropic compression process, which is taking place inside the compressor. The next process is cooling process, which is taking place in the air cooler, which I have already mentioned is a heat rejection process. So its equation is given, that is QR is equal to Q suffix 2 to 3, that is calculated as Cp into product Cp into difference of T2 minus T3. Next process is isentropic expansion process, which is taking place at the expander. The fourth process is a constant pressure expansion process, which is a heat absorption process. QA, which is equal to Q suffix 4A, calculated as Cp into bracket T1 minus T4. For determining the coefficient of performance of Bell-Coleman cycle, we need to assume some points. Those points are like this, that the compression and expansion process are taking place reversibly and they are adiabatic process. There is a perfect intercooler present as a heat exchanger. Next, there is no pressure loss in the particular system. The COP, that is the coefficient of performance, the term, we know that COP means what we get upon what we supply. But this is the very basic definition for the calculation purpose of performance of any cycle or any device. Now the more correct definition is for the Bell-Coleman cycle, if we consider it, is the net refrigerating effect upon net work supplied. Now the net work supplied can be calculated by differencing the work that is required for the compressor purpose and the work that is produced by the during in the expansion process. Now the work done per kg of air for the isentropic compression process 2 to 3 is calculated as W suffix C is equal to Cp, that is a specific heat, into bracket T3 minus T2. Next, work developed per kg of air for the isentropic expansion process, which is 4 to 1 process, is calculated as W suffix E is equal to C suffix P, that is Cp, into T1 minus T4. The net work required is equal to W suffix net, which is equal to Wc minus We, which is calculated as Cp into bracket T3 minus T2 bracket close minus Cp into bracket T1 minus T4. Then if we take Cp common outside the bracket, inside the bracket we get T3 minus T2 minus T1 plus T4. The net refrigerating effect per kg of air is calculated as R suffix net, which is equal to Cp into bracket T1 minus T4. Now if we substitute W net and this R net value in the earlier COP equation, the equation becomes Cp into T1 minus T4 inside the bracket in the numerator section, whereas Cp common outside the bracket, then T3 minus T2 minus T1 plus T4 inside the bracket. Okay. Hence, in the next step, the Cp will be cancelled out and the coefficient of performance equation will be in the numerator, the bracket T1 minus T4 bracket close divided by bracket inside the bracket T3 minus T2 minus T1 plus T4 bracket close. Now, in the numerator, if we take T4 common, the equation will be T1 upon T4 minus 1 inside the bracket multiplied by T4. Similarly, in the denominator, if we take T3 common in half portion of the equation, it will become T2 upon T3 minus 1 inside of the bracket multiplied by T3 minus of T4 into bracket T1 divided by T4 minus 1. Now let us call this equation as equation A. We know that for isentropic compression process and for isentropic expansion process, that is to be taken place in 1 to 2 and 3 to 4, we can write them like this: T2 upon T3 equal to T2 divided by T1 whole raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma, and this T3 divided by T4 equal to bracket P3 divided by P4 bracket close gamma minus 1 divided by gamma. This we call as equation B. From the PV diagram, we know that P2 equal to P3 and P1 equal to P4. Therefore, the equation B will be modified and it will become like this: T2 upon T1 equal to T3 upon T4, or T2 upon T3 equal to T1 upon T4. Now let's call this equation as equation C. Now after substituting the equation C in equation A, the coefficient of performance of Bell-Coleman cycle will be finally we are getting like this. It is 1 upon R suffix P raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma minus 1, where the Rp is a compression or expansion ratio which is calculated as R suffix P equal to P2 upon P1, which is also equal to P3 upon P4. If compression process and expansion process takes place according to the polytropic law or polytropic process, that is PV raised to N equal to C, in such a case the COP is obtained as the compressor work is calculated as W suffix C is equal to N upon N minus 1 bracket R into T2 minus R into T1 bracket close, whereas the expansion work, that is expander work, is calculated as W suffix E N upon N minus 1 bracket inside the bracket R into T3 minus R into T4 bracket close. The net work is calculated as WC minus WE, which is like this: N upon N minus 1, R is common outside the bracket, then inside the bracket T2 minus T1 minus T3 plus T4 bracket. The COP is calculated as heat absorbed upon work done, heat absorbed or heat removed from the low temperature. So which is equal to Cp inside the bracket T1 minus T4 bracket close divided by N upon N minus 1, then multiply by R, and then inside the bracket T2 minus T1 minus T3 plus T4 bracket close. If we substitute the value of gas constant R is equal to Cp minus Cv, which will be equal to Cv into gamma minus 1 inside the bracket, then the final equation for COP we obtain as in the numerator T1 minus T4 divided by N upon N minus 1 in multiply by gamma minus 1 inside the bracket divided by gamma, then multiply by T2 minus T1 minus T3 plus T4 bracket close. If N is equal to gamma, then the coefficient of performance is calculated as in the numerator T1 minus T4 divided by inside the bracket T2 minus T1 minus T3 plus T4 bracket close. Thank you. The numerical part of the Bell-Coleman cycle we will discuss in the next video.